Jenny Hensley, effectiveness coach and co-owner of Dynamics. Our goal is to help you save time, stop wasting time in meetings, reclaim your life, and start loving your work again. One of our goals is to help you reclaim your life, and I love to share with you books that I'm reading or have read that have influenced me, kind of give you a quick summary, some of my top takeaways. So my first little mini book report today is going to be about two books actually by Gretchen Rubin. The first one is called The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. I read this when it first came out and absolutely loved it. She did a study on how to make herself more happy, and it ended up being just the most simple things and the way that you can do everyday things to make yourself more happy. One of the things that I absolutely loved as my number one takeaway from the Happiness Project was the development of commandments. And to quote from her, I've identified my 12 personal commandments, which are overarching principles by which I want to live my life. My first commandment is to be Gretchen. Yet it's very hard to know myself. I get distracted by the way I wish I were or the way I assume I am, and I lose sight of what's actually true. So at that time, I took that and created my commandments. Yes, I have them in a little sleeve. I have all of the edits that I've made to them. But these have just become so important to me, and I think they could really help you too. For me, it is what I want to live by, my values, the things that I believe. And so I wrote them all down, and I have to tell you, they were a complete work in progress because I wrote them down and I read them every morning and every night right before I go through all my journaling. And if there was something that was kind of off, it just started bugging me. So then I would go in and edit it a little bit. Or if I thought, do I really mean that word? I would go in and edit it. So I'll just share a couple with you, and then I can post it if you guys want to see it. I'm happy to share them. But so the top is be Jenny Hensley. The first thing I believe is happiness is a choice. It has to do with your thinking. So I choose happiness, and I am happy. I know that anything is possible, so I shoot for the moon. Have high goals and always shoot for the moon. I remember that people are focused on themselves 95% of the time. That's what research shows all of us are. I keep that in mind, and I don't worry about what other people think or judge others. Obviously, work in progress. We all worry about what other people think. But what are my commandments? What do I want to live by? Those are them. This last one is, I know I've talked several times about mental spinning. I only think about things I can do something about right now. Otherwise, I let it go. So those are a few of my commandments. I'll share all of them. But I really encourage you to check out the Happiness Project and to create your own commandments. I also wanted to share, because I've talked so much in videos about not doing resolutions and doing habits. And there is not a better book that I have read than her book, Better Than Before, about creating habits and creating habits that make a difference. And I loved her quote here. A good habit makes life so much easier and pleasant. I've talked to many people who resist the idea of habits, but when they realize how the right habits, help us freer and more pleasant, they embrace them. A good habit just helps us to do the things we want to do. And it's so true. Check out our Forget Resolutions, Create a New Habit post for more on that. But I highly recommend to begin the year one or both of these books. They have been really, really helpful to me. And again, I just really like books that can give me practical suggestions, things that I can try. Like, number one, creating the commandments, and number two, developing new habits, one habit at a time. So please share if you created your own commandments. If you have any questions, your favorite commandment, share all of that in the comments. Also, share this post with anybody who you think it would help or would be interested. And have a fantastic day.